everyone, it's Laura T from Dream Deals 123 on eBay, and I'm the Silver Owl Thrifter on YouTube. And I'm going to talk about what sold last night. I'm going to talk about something that I'm not an expert on, but I know a little bit about, and that's taxes. So stick around. And I made $42 overnight. Let's break it down. See what is profit. I sold this vintage nightgown, shift petticoat, handmade, cream, lace, muslin, cotton, and then small, medium, question mark, because it didn't have a tag on it. So I just put in a lot of measurements. And this sold for $14, and I made $6 on that, and that sold pretty fast. Maybe I underpriced it a little. And then another silk scarf. These have been selling very nicely. This is a Ralph Lauren scarf. It sold for $28. 100% silk, stripe pattern, navy white. All right, this looks black and white. No, it's a really dark navy, I think. I hate it when they're so dark navy that you can't tell. Navy white, long, 65-inch by 10-inch gift. And I will check. Maybe I have the other one somewhere, so I'm going to double check. But I'm pretty sure when I put this next to black, it kind of looks black. I either listed it... Okay, I'll figure it out. I always do. Everything always works out for me, right? $28, and I made $18 on that, for a total of 42 gross, 24 net. This year I've made 1,925 gross so far, and 1,056 has been profit after fees, cost of goods sold, and shipping, which brings me to the a little tax question. A friend of mine and I were talking about it yesterday, and a lot of people are going to be getting a 1099, and that's going to go to you and to the IRS if you sell more than $600 or more on eBay. And I think there's some other criteria too. So again, I'm not a tax expert at all. Please double check with your tax professional. But from what I understand, like say you can deduct things like cost of goods, shipping, eBay fees. To make it real simple, if you sold $1,000 worth of merchandise, but you paid $500 in fees and goods and shipping, then you would put that on something called a Schedule C that you can get, or that your tax person will have, and you can put down all the costs, put down like how much you made and then how much it costs, and then subtract, and that's your income. So there's lots of stuff online about what things you can deduct. My question yesterday that I was kind of struggling with, this is where it's like I can only teach people what I know, and we do not take the standard deduction, we itemize. And I know when we itemize, we can subtract things that cannot be taken off if you don't itemize, such as, I believe, mortgage interest. And I'm not sure about home office. So maybe somebody out there knows a little bit about that. Like, does anybody do a standard deduction? I know if you're not into taxes, this is pretty boring, but it's important because you might get that 1099, and you always want to pay taxes, of course, on everything you earn, but it's going to be reported now to the IRS if you make $700, and you got to deal with it. So, and I would suggest getting, if it's complicated, get a tax person, or go on, or take it to H&R Block or something like that. A lot of times the money that you pay to have somebody help more than pays for itself in the great advice you get and all the things that they know you can deduct. Maybe ask a friend if they have somebody that they can recommend. I got my accountant from my real estate agent in South Carolina. He lives in South Carolina, but I still use him. We do everything long distance because he's just so good. And anyways, okay, so yeah, you need a Schedule C. You fill that out. You're going to be probably called yourself a sole proprietor. And yeah, but again, check everything that I'm saying. And if you can make, like if say you sold a bike for $1,000, but you paid $2,000 for that bike because it was your own bike. See, so in that case, after you fill out the Schedule C, you would not have to pay anything. And again, there's all kinds of nuances. Are you really a business, okay, or did you just sell the bike that you had? So that's all stuff that I can't really answer for you. But yeah, it's complicated. It's not fun. I'm starting like now to start gathering stuff up, and I don't have a surprise, a very organized system. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, it says here you can deduct anything for your business that's ordinary and necessary. So kind of vague, but you know, like I might like to put in a beautiful piece of artwork in my home office. I don't, you know, and it's $25,000. I don't think they would let me deduct something like that. I don't know, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But shipping boxes, postage, cost of goods, all necessary to run your business. So anyways, I hope that helped a little bit. I hope I didn't confuse people further, or heaven forbid give some wrong advice, and that there's some tax accountant out there listening to this going, what's she saying? If you're there, and I did, comment on it. Okay, like and subscribe. See you later.